Hey guys, it's your girl Lisa here with Real Movie Lovers, back with another video. And this week's topic is very interesting. So let's dive into our remake, reboot news of the week. Good effing luck. Original Basic Instinct star isn't involved with reboot and doesn't know why you do it. That's right, friends. They are going to take the 1992 erotic thriller Basic Instinct and remake it without Sharon Stone. I'd like to argue that sans Sharon Stone, there is no Basic Instinct. So the original movie was made on like a budget of $49 million and it brought in domestically $117 million. I don't know if they've released it globally, but that alone, you made your money back. It was well worth the price of admission.
Games are fun.
Good to go. And I guess they were feeling on top of the world because they decided 14 years later to do a sequel, Basic Instinct 2 with Sharon Stone. And they upped the budget this time to, I think, $70 million. And they were like, we got this in the bag. It's about to be a winner. We about to run this. No, you're not. That movie, I believe, made like $5 million domestically. And then when they added it up globally, it barely crossed the midway point of the original budget. That movie tanked badly. I think they waited too long to make a sequel. Like, it should have been 1992, Basic Instinct, 1997, Basic Instinct 2. Them waiting that long, I hate to say it, but there was a whole cycle, a new generation going out, no one coming in, that they just didn't see Sharon Stone like that.
Why don't you let me do this for you?
Or they weren't interested in the erotic thrillers. Because what you have to understand, at that time when it came out in the 90s, like, it's not like they were releasing movies like this every month. So this was a pretty big deal of its time, you know? Now there's way more flexibility, I would say. There's a lot more intimate scenes that you find in television and movies and things like that. But at the time, it was a very big deal. And Sharon Stone became a very big deal. So a quick recap on Basic Instinct, for those that don't know. Sharon Stone plays like a beautiful, mysterious novelist who is like, she's just oozing sensuality. You know what I'm saying? And she becomes the prime suspect of, I think, a murder of a rock star or something like that. And Michael Douglas's character, yeah, he's in this. He plays the detective who's on the case. And he very quickly becomes enamored with Sharon Stone's character. And he's swooning. And they just start, doing the do and doing what they're doing. And the thing is, when you start engaging in intimate acts with somebody, there's a cloud there. So he's not going to see a murder suspect. He going to see the girl, the woman, who knows how to lay the smack down. And the other cool thing about the movie was the fact that once they started like becoming more intimate and everything, he started picking up some of her mannerisms a little bit, the way that she does things, which is true to form, true to life. When you're intimate with somebody, you guys are exchanging a piece of you and a piece of them. So it does happen as far as like people starting to, I don't want to use the word assimilate, but they just pick up different habits and things with their partners, with anybody. Honestly, anybody you hang out with long enough, you guys are going to pick up something. Friends, whatever. But that's besides the point. So, Basic Instinct, hit. Basic Instinct 2, 14 years later, not so much. 19 years after that, they're like, you know what? We did it all wrong. We didn't need a sequel. We need to remake it. And my question for them is, por qué? for what the basis of the movie is and what it's going for, I understand why they wouldn't seek to bring back Sharon Stone. I'm just not sure if it was necessary to do a remake of this. Like, could you have not found another story about a beautiful, mysterious novelist who murders people?
It must really be something making stuff up all the time.
Yeah, it teaches you to lie.
There's one very crucial scene in Basic Instinct that itself, I believe, has made this movie to be a cult classic. And it is, for those that don't know, the leg crossing scene. Yes, it is the one where Sharon Stone is being interrogated and she is sitting, smoking a cigarette, doing what she's doing, being coy and everything. And she decides to cross her legs, giving everybody in the room a show. And apparently, when you pause it correctly, everyone in the audience gets a show as well because you can see all of Sharon Stone. But that scene has its own controversies. Sharon Stone claims that she was tricked into going full commando. So apparently the director, what's that dude's name? Paul Verhoeven. Whatever. Paul Verhoeven, he told her, because at the time I think she was wearing white undergarments. He said that it was reflecting off the light or something with the cameras, so she would need to go bareback, but you wouldn't be able to see anything.
Well, the lie detector determined that was a lie.
And the story goes that Sharon Stone didn't even know that you could see anything until she sat down and watched the movie herself. And she was so thrown that she apparently slapped the director and was upset and, was threatening all kind of things. But he stands by his claim that she knew about it and she was okay with it. And as of right now, it was I think it was still a he say, she say thing. I don't know if it ever really got fully resolved, which sucks. And you would think, my girl, why would you come back for a sequel? Well, part of that reason is because the original director didn't return. So she wasn't working with the same guy.
But the answer's no. I didn't kill him.
However, Basic Instinct messed her up in another way. According to an article in The Guardian that was released a couple years ago, Sharon Stone claims that when she was in a custody battle for her son, that the scene in Basic Instinct cost her to lose custody of her son. According to her, the judge said to her son, "Do you know that your mom makes movies?" I'm sorry, what? What is happening here? This is all coming from Sharon Stone. So whether or not it's true, it's coming from her. So it's what she is saying happened. And to my knowledge, she has not been sued. So it might be true. She didn't name names though. So maybe they couldn't come after her even if they wanted to. I don't know. But I'm just going off what she has said in the article. And it made me think how crazy that is. Because can you imagine she's working her job. Legitimate industry, media, entertainment work. She took a role. And it is a pretend scene, a pretend movie. No actual intimacy happening. And they took that and used that against her in court, which again is wild work. Because can you imagine them trying to do the same thing to another actor? I was thinking about this. Lawrence Fishburne. He played Ike Turner in the movie What's Love Got to Do with It? The actual, it's a biopic of Tina Turner's rise to fame. And in it, the true story of Tina Turner is she was abused by her husband, Ike Turner. So he had to play that abuser. And he did a really good job because I hated his character throughout the entire movie. And I always joke that he made up for it by becoming Morpheus in the Matrix, just to kind of make up for what he did as Ike Turner. But can you imagine the court him being in court and the judge saying to his child, do you know that your daddy plays an abuser in movies where he abuses women? Sir. What? I don't think so. So again, this is all according to Sharon. So I don't know. To my knowledge, there wasn't an official court case or anything where, she brought anything against a judge or what they said. But if that is true, which let's be honest, it's a complete possibility. Let's not pretend like we don't know how things go, even now in this day and age, even with the 80s, the 90s, the 2000s. If it's true, that's wild work. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Wild. But all that being said, what does that mean for a reboot? Honestly, I don't even know, because Sharon Stone is what made Basic Instinct Basic Instinct. Like, the story itself was already good. Michael Douglas is an excellent actor. But what carries Basic Instinct is that sensuality, that underlining, like, mysterious darkness about the character, about who she is. And Sharon Stone owned the heck out of that. She set the tone for that. How do you follow up with that? Deal with that? How would you go about that, honestly? What would that even look like? Who would play the new Catherine Trammell? I mean, her name's been in the news lately, so off the top of my head, I'm just thinking Sydney Sweeney. What blonde bombshell could we get? Okay, look at the cover of this. The cover looks, look at her eyes. Look at this. Even in one still frame, Sharon Stone is giving you sexy, dangerous, mysterious, sensual. That's not easy to replicate. Who would you guys pick? Since they're doing this remake regardless. Who would you pick? Who could we pick? Margot Robbie. She would be able to do it. Yes. I could see Margot Robbie definitely pulling off that whole vibe. You're not sure if she did it or not. She may not have killed anyone, but she's definitely not like, it's the straight and narrow. It's the darkness within her. Yeah, Margot Robbie could definitely pull that off. 100%. And if you cast Margot Robbie, that would definitely get my attention. I'm not even gonna lie. At the moment, I can't even think of anyone for Michael Douglas's character for her to play off of. Because for me, it's more important for you to nail Catherine's character before even the detective. And that's just me. Let me know how you feel about this. And another question. What is going to happen when they start running out of movies to recycle? I'll tell you what's going to happen. They're going to remake the remakes. We're going to have a whole bunch of War of the Worlds. You know what? As a matter of fact, I propose that the new Basic Instinct reboot be completely done from a computer screen. They fall in love through Zoom meetings. Oh my gosh, that movie's wild. All right. I'm going to stop dunking on that movie. It had a lot of restrictions on it. It was made during COVID 5 years ago. So I will give it a pass. But it's a cool watch. Just turn your brain off because you think too hard and it's not going to make any sense. Anyway, you guys let me know what you're thinking about with Basic Instinct remake. Again, I don't see the point of it. I don't think they need to do it. But if they're going to do it, the way to get my attention is largely dependent on who you're casting. Leave your options in the comments. Who you think that would be able to fill the Sharon Stone's shoes. And we will discuss it in tandem. All right. Thank you guys so much for checking out this video and hanging out with me. I know you could be doing anything else, so I really appreciate it. And if you enjoyed this video, feel free to give it a like. And if you are feeling my channel a little bit, what's going on over here, I would love for you to subscribe, hit the notification bell, and, enjoy. I want to give a huge shout out to my top tier Patreon members, Von Kurt and Thelma. Thank you guys so much for all the support. I really appreciate you guys. And if any of you are looking to join my community, check me out on Patreon at NXG Global Productions. And hit me up on Instagram or TikTok. Links are in the description. And I'll check you guys out in the next video. Bye.